October 11th, 1983. This is Joe Todd, an interview with Mr. Raymond Garland. Mr. Garland, where were you born?
Where?
Yeah.
Northeast 8 miles at Garland.
And when's your birthday?
December 3, 1893.
Who was your father?
William G. Garland.
Who was your mother?
Mary Lee Beller.
How do you spell that?
Beller.
Where were they from?
Where are they from? She came from Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas.
And where's your father from?
He was born at in McCartan County at near Wheelock.
Is that here in Oklahoma?
1865.
1865.
Or close to Idabel.
Idabel.
Yeah.
Doris was back home, wasn't she?
Now you said, oh, go ahead.
Do you want to know about a family history or history in general?
He'll ask you.
I'd like to get some stories about the Trail of Tears, if you have any.
Beg your pardon?
I'd like to get some stories of the Trail of Tears, if you have any.
Well, that's they started in 1832 to move from Mississippi.
What part of Mississippi?
At a place called Garlandville. It is in near Jackson.
Now, were these your grandparents?
My grandparent was James Garland, Major James Garland. That was my grandfather, about 4 times removed.
Did he come? He was the one that came over the trail?
No, he didn't come. He died there. But his wife came with what was left of the family. They didn't come here with the rest of the bunch in 1832. They came in 1835.
Now, you say he was a major?
He was a major in the British Army, and he deserted and came over to Choctaw country to live with those people.
When did he desert?
Well, right after the War of 1776.
After the Revolution?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the Choctaw family of Garlands came from, that major, as far back as we can go, because the Choctaws had no written records.
Right. What was his wife's name? Who did he marry?
Well, he married a daughter-in-law of the chief, George, what is that big chief?
Low Tubby or Push Mataha or?
Yeah. He married the sister of Chief Mataha's wife. Now, I got her name in there. It's a great long Choctaw name.
Now, Push Mataha was in the War of 1812, wasn't he? Is that correct?
That was the Indian War.
Yeah. No, that was the war with Britain, wasn't it? You know, the Battle of New Orleans?
That's as far back as I had
Yeah.
dug up any records on.
Yeah. When did Push Mataha die?
That I couldn't say.
Yeah.
One of the districts was named after him after they came here.
He died in Washington, you know, on the way to Washington. I don't remember when.
And they came here in 1835.
part of them did. The main bunch of them come in 1832. These two brothers that came here, one of them came in 1832, and this Samuel Garland, who was a son-in-law of Major James Garland, it didn't come until 1835. He stayed back and closed out their holdings.
Mm-hmm. How large were their holdings?
Well, that's hard to say. It's what they called it, net proceeds was payment for land they promised, and they never did pay it for land that the Choctaws owned in Mississippi and or any other property. They might say they just came with a suitcase. And Greenwood LaFleur was chief back there, and he was the instigator of signing a treaty that provided for the removal of the Choctaw Nation. And when the card was all on the table, he wouldn't come himself. He stayed there. And they come and settled in the southeast corner of McCurtain County.
Mm-hmm.
From there, they scattered over the Choctaw Nation, which is called. Choctaw Nation consisted of 10.5 counties of today's municipal designation.
Mm-hmm. Did most of the Choctaws come voluntarily, or were they forcibly rounded up by the army?
Pardon?
Did most of the Choctaws come voluntarily, or did the army round them up?
Well, no, they came voluntarily. Those that didn't agree with the transfer stayed there. There's a lot of them lives there now.
Mm-hmm.
They had a treaty signed by this.
Dancing Rabbit Creek. Was that
Yeah.
it?
Signed by Greenwood LaFleur. LaFleur County is named after his descendants.
I want to look at that cloud.
Okay.
Have you been told any particular stories on the journey to Oklahoma? Did they talk of anything that happened?
No, I can't say that I can give any detail of the move. My information was taken from some of my people that gathered some of the information about it, and some of it from the Historical Society.
Mm-hmm.
My brother belonged to the State Historical Society, and he had a bunch of stuff that he'd accumulated. My sister, who lives here, and her husband, when they'd take their vacation, they'd go and visit these cemeteries,
Yeah.
gather information, who was buried there and whatnot. And from that, I wrote the history of the Garland family of Choctaws. It's about a 40-page document.
What's your first memories of Stiegler?
Pardon?
What's your first memories of the town here, of Stiegler?
Blank. Wasn't any town here.
There wasn't. When was it
It was
founded?
established in 1904.
1904.
It was established through a non-Indian named J.S. Stigler.
Who was he?
He was J.S. Stigler.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was a non-Indian. Came in here from Mississippi. He followed he followed in here after the Trail of Tears, and he married an Indian woman, a relative of her, which is the Folsom family of Indians. Important people.
How come he came here?
When did he come here?
Or how come he came here?
Well, a lot of these others that come here because They thought they could
You know, Charles.
get a hold of some of the Indians' land, I guess.
Charlotte's brother.
Charles.
That's the general.
Yeah, I heard
Thank you.
that
Well, that's
Yeah.
what he said.
way back
They-
there.
Oh, I see, it's good.
Very few people
Yeah, grandfather.
in this community here when my people came here, even in about 1878,
It's
somewhere.
raining?
Yeah.
A few white people.
Yeah.
They came from all over.
What's your first memory of Tommy Hawk in the steamboat, in the boat?
Well, I remember that more than I do the Stiegler because it is there when I was born.
You remember steamboats coming down the river?
I
You remember steamboats coming down the river?
sure did.
Where was this? It's the Tomahawk?
Where was it? Directly north from here.
Tommy Hawk.
On the bank of the Arkansas River, which is now Kerr Lake.
When is it founded? Tomahawk.
About
Tommy Hawk.
1834.
Tommy Hawk.
Tommy Hawk.
Uh-huh. T-A-M-A-H-A, like
Indians
Okay.
call it Tamaha.
Tamaha.
Okay, I saw the sign. I was
Yeah.
thinking Tomahawk.
Where you going?
It means little town.
Little town.
When is it founded?
About 1834 would be my guess, 35.
So it's one of the oldest towns in this part of the country.
It is. It's in Whitefield out here on the number 9 highway. And
Whitefield was before Stigler.
there was very few white people in this particular area here. But they started coming quick as the Indians did, and the Indians stopped over in McCurtain County, some of them did. A few of them was unloaded at Tomahawk. And it started as, its original name was The Bluff, and then they called it, another name, I can't think of it now. The reason they call it The Bluff, there is a bluff there, perpendicular rock wall, and that's where there's a creek that runs in there called Pheasant Creek, and that's where the steamboats would come up in there and unload, and the freight would be unloaded from there and then hauled that town.
Yeah.
Called some kind of bluff, wasn't it?
Wasn't it Pleasant, bro?
Called some kind of a bluff, wasn't it?
Well, they call it Pleasant Bluff. And some of them, when they talk about it, just call it The Bluff.
Yeah.
Then it later was, town was incorporated by my father, William G. Garland, and John E. McBear, a non-Indian, who married into the Mitchell family, which is a important family of Choctaws. And they together got it incorporated. My father was the first mayor. J. E. McBear was the first postmaster. They got a post office established at the same time. And they got the mail from Whitefield. Came right through here on horseback. Then for a short spell, they got the mail from Vian across the river, which is in Sequoia County.
Yeah.
And then in 18 and I can't remember the exact date, but sometime about 1904 or 5, they built a jail down there. The old jail is still standing there. It's built out of native stone.
Is it still standing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Les Gibson helped build it back.
He did?
Kind of.
Yeah.
There's a marker out here on the road.
I saw that marker.
Yeah.
He said,
They condemned it once.
It did.
That old woman that's over all the jails in the state, what's
Yeah.
her name?
I know.
Mabel Bassett?
Yeah, she condemned.
did you say 1845 or 1945, Ray? About the jail?
I guess it was built before statehood.
Before,
Before 1900. Because I do remember it.
Way back yonder.
I heard Frank Prentice was first that sold in.
You never was in it.
Prentice.
I know
Who
the
was the
man.
first person thrown in jail?
I
Frank
heard him say
Prentice.
Frank Prentice, first man sold in.
What was he
It
thrown
might have
in?
been after remodeled it.
The Ray never was in it.
He carried the mail, and
I know the name of the man that first man that's put in there.
I thought
Who?
he was born in
Frank
Tomahawk.
Prentice.
What'd he do?
What'd he do?
Yeah.
He was carrying the mail.
He was thrown in jail?
Sure.
What happened?
That's what they got him for. Well, he got out next day when he got sober.
Oh,
He was drunk.
yeah.
The reason I know it, the road went right by my home place where I was born and raised. Creek there, Little Sandboys Creek. Pretty nice little stream, and his horse wanted to drink, so he goes out into the water, and he's about to lose the mail sack. And my brother Clint and I were down there messing around at the creek, and my brother went out and got the horse and let him out there, and we took the mail bag and tied it on the back of him there, and tied the strings on the saddle, tied that mail bag on there so it stayed and he got stopped. They call that jail Fort Prentice.
Fort Prince.
Yeah.
Now,
He was a popular man here a while.
His descendants live around here now.
Yeah.
now, what year was that jail built?
Before 1900. I'd
Before
say
1900?
About, probably about 1895. No, it'd be a little later than that. Say 1900. That's close to it.
I thought you was born in Tomahawk. I thought you was born in Tomahawk.
Who?
You.
Well, no, who said I was?
I don't know. I said I
Born,
thought you was.
born on the banks of the Little Sandboys Creek,
Okay.
approximately in the
They lived in
section of
Tomahawk for a
land.
long time.
Yeah.
Mama always said that's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Tomahawk.
I still think it is.
Now, you say the steamboats came up to Tommyhaw and they'd unload freight.
Or Tomahawk and surrounding
Yeah,
area.
what would they unload? What was the main thing they carried?
Then what?
What was the main freight the steamboats carried?
Oh, a little bit of everything it needed in the community, like a little town like Tomahawk.
Yeah.
And they'd haul hay to Fort Smith. My father and grandfather baled hay right up close to the front yard gate, and hauled it to Tomahawk and loaded it up on that boat that went to Fort Smith for $2.50 a ton.
Did the goods brought to Tommyhaw come from Fort Smith?
Goods?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Fort Smith was the main supply area.
Main place.
Yeah.
Main trading center.
What about Fort Gibson?
Fort Gibson? Well, Fort Gibson, got a little bit of a history in my write-up. They, I don't remember when that was established.
1824.
Well, that is the year after my people come from Mississippi. Well, they had a gunboat, they called it, come up from the river there. It's on the marker out there. To take supplies to Fort Gibson. And they had, of course, a contingent of soldiers on the boat. And my uncle, his grandfather, was one of the a group of Confederates managed by Chief Waite. What's the
Yeah.
name?
Stan Wadey.
Stan Wadey.
Yeah. And he was in there, and then they shut that boat up there, and it's indicated on that marker out there.
What was Doc's granddaddy's name? Your uncle.
Ward Garland.
Ward Garland, yeah.
Did you know him?
Do I know him?
Did you know him?
Oh, sure.
Did he ever talk about Stan Wadey and serving under him?
I talked to people that knew him. I had a relative that was by marriage that was related to him. He was a Cherokee. This
Yeah, right.
this relative of mine that married, this Cherokee boy that married a relative of mine, was some of his descendants. And he told a lot of talk about that, but I couldn't recall any of it.
Do you recall anything about your grandfather talking about Stan Wadey and
No,
the Confederacy?
I know he had, when they divided his stuff, Mama got his sword and everything he used. Civil War. I
What-
heard say they made them fight on the southern side. They didn't want to, but they was forced to.
What happened to all the stuff? Is it still around?
Oh, when Uncle Buddy, Mom died, Earl gave it to Uncle Buddy. I don't know what Raymond had done. He had the original peace pipe from North Tribe.
Huh.
But Easter got it up there. Gates now. But he's there at home when Mama died.
Yes, Easter
Homemade.
barns.
It's about that long. Homemade.
Is it made out of the catlin, the redstone?
No, the stem of it was cane.
Yeah.
So it had bands of lead around it, about wide as your finger.
Did somebody, beat Buddy out of a lot of that stuff? Got to him when he got old?
Well, I don't know, when Mama died, but maybe really gave that stuff to Uncle Buddy. That peace pipe, sword,
Some guns, I think, too, that
Yeah,
he had,
yeah.
they disappeared.
he had a gun. What, Captain Ball pistol. There's always wood, the barrel.
And
Mama had it, and when she died, they gave it to my uncle,
now who has these things now?
my cousin.
Who's that, Doc? Easter Garland?
Yeah.
Easter Barnes, I mean.
Yeah.
She lives at Jenkins, Mrs. Woodrow Barnes.
They built that pipe from Mississippi with it,
Woodrow
and they come
Barnes.
it's about that long.
He's dead and she's still living.
That Barnes,
Stem of it,
B-A-R-N?
Yeah.
And the bands of lead that's around on that stem, they beat that out later.
Are there any things that belong to Pushpataha around this area?
Nothing that I know of, now down in Pushmataha County, that's the name of the county now, named after one of the districts. Choctaw Nation comprised 3 districts. And of course, when the state laid out the counties, it included just parts of it. And then there might be, and that would be Antlers, wouldn't it? Doc?
Yeah, Antlers.
Antlers, Oklahoma, in
right.
Yeah.
Pushmataha County. It's on the southern.
Do you know of anyone that went to the Sequoia Convention?
Pardon?
Do you know anyone that went to the Sequoia Convention in 1906?
19 and for statehood.
That was to make Indian Territory the state of Sequoia. We're going to make it a separate state. It was held at Muskogee, I think.
I knew the people that went and made that to write the Constitution.
Yeah, that was in Guthrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the year before they had a convention in Muskogee to make Indian Territory the state of Sequoia, but it didn't go through.
I don't remember.
Wasn't that one of the treaties over the Toka, George?
No, that was a separate, that was the Dawes Commission. Later, they had a meeting in Muskogee and didn't work things out, and then they met.
But the convention at Guthrie was based on the Sequoia Convention.
Was it? Yeah.
They used their proceedings.
Yeah,
I don't remember anything.
I never did know much,
Yeah.
anything about that.
Do you remember when the Dawes Commission came through?
Yes.
What?
I remember when they enrolled for allotment of lands.
Yeah. What do you remember about the Dawes Commission?
Very little, really. I know that I remember very well when my dad went over and had his census cards made out, which resulted in eventually in roll numbers. Final rolls is 1907,
What's your number?
7595.
7595.
What's yours, Robbie?
I don't know,
85.
86, 81, I believe, I can see in just a minute. I don't know which one comes first.
I'll tell you something about the Dawes Commission. When they was first arranging this, see, my grandfather was Green McCurtain, and he was a big friend of Secretary Dawes. And he was explaining this, what they was going to do for the Choctaw people. They was going to allot this land, and with the land, the Choctaw people will get a patent. And this patent will make the Choctaw people more industrious. And he said, Governor, also with this patent, it'll make the Choctaw people more energetic. And Governor says this patent will make the Choctaw people more trustworthy, more businesslike. And he got through, and my grandfather just sat there. And he said, what's the matter, Governor? Aren't you enthused about it? He said, no, I think you expect too damn much of the patent, Secretary Dawes. He said that, my dad said that, my dad was telling that, see. He said that the old governor knew the Choctaw people better than Dawes did.
My roll number's 8186. An A in before it. I don't know what that A stands for.
So what's your full name?
Robbie Folsom Garland. I was Folsom before I married.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie Folsom, Folsom.
Yes, sir.
That hooks, Folsom hooks up with the Scots, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're all related.
I
All
tell you,
cousins.
We
Yeah.
just all can vote around in this,
Yeah.
all in here.
See, the Folsom was a large family, a famous family.
Right. Now, was it Israel Folsom?
Israel
Was he-
Folsom?
Was he chief of the Choctaws?
One
Or-
Folsom,
Or
I don't know.
governor?
I believe he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, there was a Folsom, I don't know his
I
first
believe,
name, he
Now,
was a famous
there was a
chief.
David Folsom and Israel Folsom.
yeah. Nathaniel Folsom.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Folsom was kind of the head of the bunch that come over to George, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe so, uh-huh.
Okay, he was, what, head of the group that came over the trail?
Pardon?
Was he the head of the group that came over the trail?
Yeah.
How large was that group?
Pardon?
How large was that group? How many people comprised that group?
Well, I really don't know. They came up on boats and.
It was
boats-
about 9,000 started,
Mm-hmm.
and only 5,000 or 6,000 got here, see, the rest of them died.
Was it mainly overland or on water?
There wasn't any overland because they had. Well, it could have been George.
Yeah, some of, a lot
They
of
went
it,
from one river to the other.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some of them come up
my grandma
from,
did.
from Mississippi through the
Had to
Choctaw,
cross the
through the
rivers.
Arkansas
yeah,
River.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
They're the ones that landed at Tomahawk.
Fort, well, some of them landed at Fort Coffee, didn't they?
Yeah, them Coopers,
Uh-huh,
you know, Miss Gallagher and all that, Herman.
yeah.
They left Fort Coffee. Y'all heard of Coffee.
Now, Nathaniel Folsom is your grandfather?
No, great-great-grandfather probably.
Great-great-grandfather?
I believe he's Willis Folsom's father, wasn't he, George?
I believe, yeah.
And Willis
I
is
don't
my
know.
great-grandfather.
Yeah, I know there's a Folsom that was a great chief
And-
back in his homes there in that McCurtain County, I believe.
Most of them were preachers, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, one of the Folsoms was a famous Methodist preacher,
The first in
Oklahoma, or
yeah, first
territory.
build a church.
I think that was Israel, I think. I'm not
Might
sure.
have been, yeah, I know it's on the Methodist window here.
Yeah, we've got it up here at the Methodist Church.
Uh-huh.
George Folsom was my grandpa.
Did he come over the trail?
No, he's born after that.
He was.
He was born here.
Now, you were born
Out
Here.
there around Garland.
around Garland. What year? When's your birthday?
Oh, my birthday is February the 13th,
That's right.
1896.
Sarah's is the 7th, my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Our oldest boy is the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our anniversary's in that February too.
Let me take that thing.
Going back to the Dawes Commission, I don't know who the head of that was,
Who?
Thames Bixby, a non-Indian from, I believe he came from Minnesota.
Did you watch him do any of the surveying?
Pardon?
Did you watch him do the survey of the Indian lands?
I have to survey off some of the allotments,
You did?
my own family's allotment,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a fellow named Knox A. McConnell that came in here with a survey gang that sectionized the country. And he stayed more or less around my home. And he stayed here after they got through. Quite a few of his descendants live here now. And
What survey instruments did you use?
what method?
Yeah, what method and what kind of instruments did you use to survey?
One of these kinds, a little flat bar comes up this way.
Yeah.
You ever see one of them? You had to look way back.
I don't think so.
Little, two little flat bars like this, and they had little holes in them. And there's a little, from that little hole, there's a little split there. I don't know what that is for. But anyway, then he used a plumb bob and a tripod like you use now. And for the, instead of a tape, they used it, called it a chain, which was a 6-inch manufactured chain, 100 feet long.
Where'd you get the instruments?
The government had a survey gang in here.
Back in Mississippi.
Are those instruments still around here? Does the family still have them?
I don't know whether they have or not.
Yeah.
Of course, the rest of it had this instrument in there where he gauged his, got his greeting, got his bearings, and then he looked through that little hole, and they could only see it about 100 yards. That's,
And it was a 100-foot chain?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the part me and the brother played, we chained it out.
So you surveyed what? How large was your allotment?
How long?
How large? How many acres?
Well, it depended on the type of land that you took. If you took river bottom land, it was $5 an acre. Prairie land was 3.5, and timbered land was 2.5 an acre. And that determined the number of acres.
How many did you get?
I got
200, didn't you?
240.
Did you have prairie land or bottom land or what?
And timbered land.
Timbered land?
That was all raw land, of course.
Either one of y'all still have your allotment?
No.
Mrs. Garland, have you heard of any stories about the trail? That people coming over?
No. Forgot what I learned when I was going to school.
Yeah. Where'd you start school?
Oh, let me see, up on that hill up there by the Garland Cemetery. That's my first school.
What was the name of it?
What did they call it?
What
did they call that school up there, Toloka? Toloka School?
Called to local too.
What was your teacher's name?
B.F. Walker.
B.F. Walker.
He had a store at Garland later.
Yeah, he taught school down there at Garland.
There's more teachers than that. B.F. Walker and Buford Coleman.
I didn't go to school then, though. I
Frank
went to
Jones.
school one term up there. Didn't I?
Todd Walker.
Yeah.
How long did you go to school there?
Just about one term, I think.
Just one term?
Billy?
How long was the school there?
Yeah.
More than one term.
He said, how long did I go to school there?
Sir, what kind of work did your father do?
Pardon?
What kind of work did your father do?
He handles the cattle, farm little.
Oh, rancher and farmer? What kind of crops did he raise?
Corn, cotton,
So,
a few small grain stuff such as oats.
you've chopped cotton then?
Pardon?
You've chopped cotton then?
Yeah, 50 cents a day.
How much could you pick in a day?
I picked in a cotton patch that was making a run at a bale an acre,
8 feet is the place where you get stored pies.
and I worked sun up to sundown. I didn't get 100 pounds.
I drive by it every day. And every time
How much could you pull?
I think about old BS
Pardon?
and the terror.
How much cotton could you pull?
He'd wear out.
Well, we call it picking.
They didn't pull it in them days.
They didn't?
You
Okay.
know,
They didn't pull it till several years later.
But
This,
later on, they
Wore
did
out,
that.
beat,
Yeah.
sell it
After.
to 'em, you know, hire
Where was the gin located?
something.
one at Garland, Tamaha.
Yeah, he got a lot of their land.
Over the period of time, it was two cotton gins at Garland,
Mm-hmm.
a little 20-acre town.
Yeah.
Tamaha was a gin.
Where'd you take your cotton to West Gin?
Sewing machine in on it,
Well, it depends on where your farm was.
Yeah.
Some of it at Garland and some of it at Tamaha.
Remember who managed those gins?
Pardon?
Do you remember who managed those gins?
My father was one of them, and the one at Garland, one of them at Garland, and another man's name was
You couldn't take your sledgehammer, but
Bridgman.
Mhm.
Bridgman.
Yeah.
It was an old screw type press.
he hard over word to burn that.
Used a
out.
horse, one horse to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Go round and round and run that screw up.
Yeah, I remember.
Is that how you made the bale?
That's
Yeah.
to compress the cotton into
Yeah.
the bales.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, Stigler had
BS then.
3 gins here, I believe, maybe 4.
Did he die here?
Well, that was after 1904.
Mm-hmm. Did you work in the gin with your father?
No.
Yeah, Pope.
Do you remember the Spanish-American War?
I remember reading a little bit about it. It followed Teddy Roosevelt.
Did anyone from this area go to the war?
You mean, was it in that war?
Yeah.
No one that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
What about the Depression of 1907?
I remember that very well.
Tell me about that.
What was that?
The
They used-
Depression of
Oh.
1907.
Yeah.
They issued what you call script. Little yellow slips of paper. My dad had a whole pocket full of them, and they wasn't worth 2 cents. You could buy the best calf at weaning time for $2.50.
What caused that depression?
Shortage of money, I guess.
The
They
shortage
called
of
it-
money?
They called it money.
Egg show?
Huh?
Bunny Scully egg show?
Yeah,
How long did the depression last?
I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't last too long, did it, George?
I don't remember it really. It was before. That's first I'd heard of it.
Yeah, there
Me
was
too, I've been thinking about that. Oh,
was
I wasn't old enough to know.
were most of the Choctaws in favor of statehood, or were they against it?
Well, they voted for it. Majority.
Yeah.
I don't recall any of them that I really knew that was opposed to it.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about Statehood Day? Were there big celebrations here? Were there big celebrations here on Statehood Day?
I don't remember that there was there, George?
I should think so.
I think so. I think there's quite a bit of celebration, wasn't it? Statehood, what I hear.
If we had one, it wasn't very big because there wasn't too many people.
Wasn't many people here.
Too young.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just,
How come Mr. Stigler chose this site for the town?
Pardon?
How come they put Stigler here in this area?
Well, this J.S. Stigler that I tell you about married a Choctaw woman named Folsom. And her allotment was in here. She had 160 acres in here. I think that's correct. And he subdivided that into
That was a good reason.
town lots.
That's
Yeah.
a good reason.
I didn't heard a lot before I left.
is
And,
that where,
Papa bought that off of in 1910.
yeah, oh,
the
the
town,
farmers come in here too?
Yeah, they joined us on
Yeah.
the town was named for him, and he was the first postmaster. That's all historical society
Yeah.
records.
Did
I heard him say
the
what he drove.
sir?
I heard him say what he drove.
What did what?
$15 a month.
15 a month.
$15.
Now, his son was Bill Stigler. He was the president of the American Legion of Oklahoma, state senator, and a congressman, see, Bill Stiegler.
Yeah.
William G. Stiegler.
Let's see. When was your father governor?
My grandfather,
Yeah, your grandfather.
he was governor twice in the 1800s, and then later in 1902 or sometime, then he was, when Oklahoma become a state, the president appointed him lifetime chief, see. I don't remember the exact dates, but the last time he was elected was, you know, you couldn't succeed yourself, and he was out a term or so, and then when he come back, well, statehood come in. He's one of them that fought for statehood. See?
Mm-hmm. Did you know him?
No, I was born in 12 and he died in 10.
Yeah.
Have you seen his home over there? They're redone.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That's gonna be nice.
It's gonna be nice. I moved his mother's grave over Mahia, you know, granddaughter of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I moved her grave over from the mountain that's over by him. I had it moved, we got permission.
Did he come over the trail?
No, his brother, oldest brother, Jack McCurtain did.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, I guess he was the only one to come over. The rest of them was born here,
Yeah.
see.
5 of the brothers was chief, wasn't it, George?
3.
How many?
3.
3?
I'm Jack, Edmund, and Green.
Are there many of the furnishings left that was in his house?
No, there's a relative of mine, and it's been giving the Historical Society a lot of trouble about the furnishings in my grandmother's house. Now she was just a quarter breed, he was a full blood. Someone the other day said he was 3/8. Elam Baker, he was a full blood. My grandmother was a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And she lived like a full blood, didn't she? She just had real simple. Wasn't any fancy furniture at all. Just cane chairs, and she just a pure full blood, the way she lived.
Mm-hmm.
And that, all the stuff, some of them say they have it, parts of it, you know. But I don't know. That girl wrote me, Shirley, from the Jack, what's that Hominy Home?
Oh, Drummond?
Drummond Home,
Yeah.
I believe. Shirley wrote me the other day and wanted to know the landscape out in front of it. I've been checking around with some people there. Doc said that the Folsoms and Garland deserted the English Army in 1812.
Okay, that's War of 1812.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what they always told me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did they say why he deserted?
I don't know that.
Hmm.
They were Scotsmen, right?
Yep. Hmm.
You know, they had all of them. I heard them say a buck private in the English army treated worse than dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They got over there and seen all that good land and everything. They didn't go
That's
back.
right. Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna cut it off.
Well, now here, I wrote on here,
Rode up there, you know, they bonded all four. They thought it was my grandma, and they went out there and helped him off the horse, you know. And old Wilson Thomas said, pull that bonnet off, said, there's old Davies.
Wilson Thomas is one that he just died a year or two ago, didn't he?
I'm gonna, when that other man gets here, we'll put another chair up over there
Yeah.
where y'all can sit in a circle, 'cause he
Yeah.
can't hear
Yeah.
anything. His
Say,
hearing aid's bad.
Now, what year did your daddy die, Bob? In 1932, wasn't it?
No, 1930.
30, yeah. 'Cause we took hack, Les and me and somebody took hack back to Warner, see?
Yeah,
They was playing Cameron Aggie. That's when it was, 30.
1930.
Uh-huh. Now, Willie Folsom was a cousin to Bob, wasn't he?
Yeah, double cousin.
Double cousin?
Mhm.
And these Burks, these cowboy ropers, are Willie Folsom's grandsons, aren't they?
Yeah. Mhm.
All the Burks, and there's still some of them, D. Burke, Jiggs Burke, still roping there. Doc, you said that Puxy Harris, did he come here with the Garlands?
Well, he was just ready to be born, he told me,
Yeah.
and they couldn't put his mother on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And they come the next year.
From Mississippi?
No,
Or
from
from-
Fort Tyler.
Fort Towson? Oh.
See,
They lived down in the south part, didn't they, the Garlands?
well, his grandma said she was 5 years old when she walked
Yeah.
out of the state of Mississippi.
Oh, uh-huh.
And they come to Fort Tyler, and they growed up there.
Yeah.
Her and grandpa married at Fort Tyler. And
Oh.
when the Civil War was over,
A Garland, your grandmother and Garland married?
yeah,
Yeah.
she was a nail.
How many Garland brothers was there? Davis? And how many of them did your mother have? How many brothers and sisters?
She just had 3 brothers.
Yeah.
Davis and Buddy and Honey.
Yeah, Davis, Buddy, and Honey. Yeah, I remember those. And then
It's
how many sisters?
Well, they had one died when she was 18.
Yeah,
And her mama and Aunt Peggy.
yeah.
She just got back from school. She finished school, Mama said. She was
Hmm.
18.
Now I'm talking to Doc Scantling now, Haskell Scantling. All right, now, let's see, Ray, how many brothers did you have?
I'd have to count them up. 4, I guess.
4? Uh-huh. What was their names?
Garrett,
Yeah.
Clint,
Ray.
George, Lester.
Yeah.
Lester was born 2 weeks before her father died.
Oh, uh-huh.
He was the youngest one. He lives in Garland, Texas.
Oh, he still living? He still living?
The son.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Now,
No, he died.
what is
19.
Zenith? Wasn't Zenith the brother or cousin?
Zenith.
Zenith,
Zenith,
double cousin.
double cousin, oh. Ah,
Gent and my dad, his brothers, Gent Garland and my
Yeah.
dad, his brothers.
Gent and your
Married
father.
sisters.
Yeah, and your father's name was what?
William G.
William G. Uh-huh. Now what kin is, there's 2 boys, one just died a few years ago at Tulsa, Wolf Garland, or, a lot younger, Wolf Garland. Now who was he?
What is his name?
Wolf?
It's Zenith's brother.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
His name was
Zenith's brother, uh-huh.
Newell.
Newell, yeah. And then he had a brother too.
Yeah.
Another brother too,
His 2
didn't
brothers lives in California.
he? Yeah.
Jim and
Oh, yeah. They were little people, weren't they? Small. Yeah,
Jim and Gilbert.
yeah.
Gilbert's died since you went back out there, Andy Ray.
Gilbert died, Gib died. We called him Gib, didn't we? Uh-huh. Huh.
Did he die, Ray?
Did Gilbert die?
no, not
He's
that
still
much.
living? Yeah. Uh,
I thought he did.
what year did y'all get married?
It's 1916.
1916. That's a long
7 years ago.
67 years ago.
He's 68 next
You
year.
know, now you and Clint went to Fort Smith Business College, didn't you?
Yeah, and Bacon.
Bacon? Yeah.
Went to Bacon
Uh-huh.
first. And then
Kirby Cupper went down to the business college there, you know, at Fort Smith. He never did use it. Ray used his, didn't he?
Clint
Oh,
didn't
this-
use his, he-
No, Clinton didn't use his
when
education.
we was first married, I took the wagon and team and went over to Kenny
Yeah.
and bought some
No.
lumber from your dad to build a
Oh.
barn.
Ray had something
Oh,
behind
yeah.
him to push him. Is the reason he used his.
What was that? Oh, yeah. yeah.
He tried farming, I think, about
Yeah.
3 or 4 years. I told him if he tried another year, I was gonna quit him.
Yeah. You hear that?
No.
She said she tried. Tried farming a year or two,
Yeah.
and she said if you tried it another year, she's gonna quit you.
If I'd known that, I'd have plotted up again.
Can't get ahead of him, Robbie.
Well, he went to work in that coal company, you know.
Yeah,
He come in one morning, way up in the morning, but he got mad and quit.
yeah.
Ice and sleet, and he had to climb up and down them banks. He quit and come home. And they come down the next day or two and wanted him to come back and offered him a different job. So he come in and asked me whether to take the pencil job or the, work up the shovel. I said, you take the pencil job. They paid you $75 a month.
Yeah.
Now that's how I come into
Yeah, in the long run, it paid more, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
It lasted longer, and you get to work. Live longer working in the
Yeah.
pencil.
Boy, them boys.
Yeah, he could got that black lung like all the rest of us.
They
Yeah.
that water knee deep down there.
Yeah.
That much.
Killed a
That's
lot
how
of
he
people,
did
didn't
it,
it? Well, now, Robbie, how many of your family left? You and Haskell and me.
That's all.
That's all, isn't it? Out of, how many, 7 or 6?
There was just 5 of us. There
Yeah.
was 2 boys that died when they was young.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
5 lived to be grown.
Now, Dewey and Maud passed on. Now, Doc, how many brothers did your daddy have?
Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4? What was their names? You remember?
One of them named George,
George,
one John,
John,
Ben,
and one
Ben,
Lee,
and Lee,
and one Tom.
Tom. Well, there's 5 then, wasn't there?
Five
And then,
boys.
and then your daddy, Allie, was he raised down at Blaine Bottom, or?
No, he went off from home when he was 10-year-old.
Yeah.
was there a Tom and a Lee?
Yeah.
I never did know them.
Lee's one they shot down there at Van Buren and had him in jail down there. And
I never
they
did.
shot him right in the back with a load of buckshot.
Yeah.
That was before I was born,
Yeah.
probably.
So, Papa heard about it, and him and Mama lived down the bottom. Like I say, the bottom. He went down there to see him. He broke jail about a week. Run them all out. And Mama said he wore that coat in and he shot down. He come right up the river.
Huh.
And Mama said she's sitting there in that little log hut. And fella walks up in the yard just before dark. Asked who lived there. She told him. Said, where's he at? Said, he's out there in the lot milking them cows. She said she watched him through the crack in the logs. I said, that's the first time she ever seen 2 men kiss each other. She knowed then that was his brother.
Yeah. Huh. Where'd they come from? Arkansas?
Well, there's about 7 miles right east of Van Buren.
Yeah. Oh.
Their daddy homesteaded 106 acres on the
Yeah.
river.
Yeah. Now what Scantling was that lived over around Garland had 2 or 3 boys, real small people.
Oh,
Ben lived
Ben-
over there.
Ben-
Ben, I guess. Ben.
I didn't count him.
Yeah. Yeah, I counted. Now one of them, one of the Scantlings, or 1 or 2, I know Tandy used to tell me that y'all didn't speak to them, didn't have anything to do with them, Ben's boys, did you?
No,
Yeah.
we didn't even know his kin. Lee
Yeah.
Man Road, we didn't know.
Ben,
They
he
jumped.
married a girl that lived down there in the holler on Dad's place.
Yeah.
They jumped on Allie one time, 2 or 3 of them, and beat him up or something, didn't they? Or,
Yeah, taking his horse and saddle.
yeah.
Throwed him out in the woods. They thought he was dead. There's some coon hunters come along that night and found him in the woods.
Yeah.
And they taken him home with
Yeah.
them. That week they got out a load of cotton and taken him to the doctor. The
Yeah.
whole year before he walked.
Huh. That's it.
Mama said she hid that money in bean sacks hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
They'd sold all their cattle and horses and everything. They
Yeah.
won't move down here to Sailor Bottom. They was up there on the other side of Gaines Creek.
Yeah.
But Mama said her worst spot was on the creek bank.
Yeah.
And they'd sold all their stock.
Who the brothers had?
No, my dad had.
Oh, yeah.
He lived in a bunch of creeks up there, dusty.
Oh, I see.
From
Yeah.
the time he's 10 till he's 21.
Yeah.
You know, George Scanlon married Arnold Folsom's widow,
Mm-hmm.
Lizzie's,
Yeah.
Lizzie. She was a good woman.
I remember them, Prudy and them, they used to come
Yeah.
out home all the time.
Yeah, sure. He was a good daddy to those kids. There was I think about 6 of them. They
Yeah.
had one, you know, and lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when she died.
Huh?
I remember when she died.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Papa hid this money in them bean sacks hanging on the side of the wall.
Yeah.
He sold all his horses and cattle and everything. And had one pet pig. He said, that's all I'm taking to Sailor Bottom.
Huh.
And Mama didn't know it hurt for a month or two. And, she sent a wagon up there after him, hauled him in on a feather bed. And they'd haul him from Sailor Bottom up there to Quentin to that doctor's.
Dr. Bullard?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's one doctor.
Huh.
They stuck one knife plumb through the calf of his leg.
Yeah.
They hit him over the head with Winchester.
Yeah. Huh.
And they ransacked that house, taking everything in there. And how come they know the one done it? For Tom, he's the youngest one. He's down there when they come in. Had Mama's shoes, and one of them give this little white woman them shoes. And Mama had a little bitty foot, and said she stuck her foot in there, and her heel stuck out that far over the back end of the shoe. They never did find that money. So when Papa got better, he told them boys, his neighbors, said, y'all go over there to my house and get them bean sacks that's hanging around in there. Mama'd sell them beans. She'd load them around the fence rope.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. They never did. They hadn't found. They tore the chimney down, piled that thing up on that money.
Yeah.
They taken his horse and saddle. And from then on, he never would have nothing to do with his family. He wouldn't speak to them. He never would mention his name.
Yeah. Yes, right.
Is that a recorder, George?
Yeah.
Be careful what I say.
Yeah.
Say something I don't.
Yeah, it's a good.
Didn't mean to, while I was taking it away from you.
I heard him say that some of them creeks, you know, they have an old mare to die, and they give him a coat. He raised it. Said, boy, when he's 21, he died in the wood full of horses, hogs, cattle. But they live 15 miles from McAllister. They live right on the bank of Gaines Creek.
Huh.
They just stayed there 1 year.
Docs, they used to, Ray, they used to go by where you'd see people off. You'd ask them where they live, they'd say Gaines Creek, Upper Gaines Creek. You went by creeks, then to rivers, like Lower Samboy, Upper Samboy, and they'd, when they'd come from Tallahena or something over here on Taloka, they'd find that, wouldn't they?
Muscatatuba County.
Muscatatuba.
But Dad, he taken his leave. He stayed there and helped Papa clear land. And Mama said she'd just had a white rag on her long stick. And anybody there, she'd just stick it through that crack. He wouldn't come in.
Yeah.
Said one night about dark, 20 men found out, searched him.
Huh.
He's out in the woods.
Yeah.
So after they left, they saddled 2 horses, and he take them across the river where them van boys. He stayed there till he got some money together, and he take them to California.
Took who, the...
Lee.
Yeah, yeah.
He never did.
Uh-huh. Oh,
He said he'd buy that land out there in Nickel Acre.
yeah. Huh. And he went out to California,
He
Lee's
said
County?
that where they bought this land, he said them Yankee Indians would run them out.
Yeah,
Said they'd run them out and they'd go back.
Yeah.
And he stayed.
yeah,
Papa come back. Papa was gone about a year.
yeah. He went to California?
Yeah, he take
Yeah.
leave. Station.
Yeah. Wonder what year that was.
Well, I wouldn't know. It's somewhere around 1890.
Yeah. Now, where did Puxy, Harris, and them come in? Did they come Fort Townsend? Y'all bring your mother,
Yeah, they come.
Garland's bring them here?
Well, there was them come with them, and Puxy told me that he just ready to be born,
Yeah.
and they couldn't put him on her on the road.
Yeah.
So they waited and come the next year. They lived right below Grandpa down there below that cemetery.
Yeah.
And Puxy went to school with your dad and all of them.
Well, Puxy come over here with the Garland bunch when they come from in McCurtain County.
Yeah.
There was 6 brothers, there's 7 of them.
Yeah.
No sisters in that family, 7 brothers. One of them stayed over at close to Wheelock.
Yeah. One of the Garlands?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name?
Cornelius Garland.
Cornelius Garland? Yeah.
And Puxy was a small child when they come over here. Or
He told
come
me he
here.
was born.
He lived with Grandpa Garland, and I was told that Frank and Gent took the branding on and branded Puxy somewhere on there.
Huh.
And
That's what Doc was telling me.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I heard Mama ask him, "Hey, Puxy, still got that brand on you?"
Huh.
Well, the kids all playing branding, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they tie one down and mark on his back with a corn cob, burnt corn cob.
Yeah.
And the branding irons were there, and they got old Puxy down, and
Branded
they
him.
didn't know the iron was hot, and they slapped the branding irons on it. Puxy laughed, said, "Yeah, still got that brand."
I bet they knew it as
Did Puxy, didn't he have some brothers? Yeah, Martin Harris was, see, he was Puxy's half
Frank
brother.
was Puxy's
Frank?
son.
Yeah, Frank was his son. See, Martin Harris was my grandfather's bodyguard, one of his bodyguards. And he's the one that killed 10 men, see. I asked Tony Woodmore, you know, where
Yeah, I know.
I said, Tony, old Martin was pretty mean, wasn't he? No, said he wasn't mean. Said he just did what the old governor told him. But it was Puxy and Martin, wasn't it? Martin Harris. And was any sisters or anything come with them, or was any sisters or any other brothers?
I didn't know of
Puxy?
any.
Yeah. Because when did they move over to Louisville?
Well, I guess when we went to Lawton,
Yeah.
he was raised down there on little sandboard.
Yeah.
Puxy was.
Yeah. He could
I
speak
know where their
Choctaw.
house was.
Puxy could speak Choctaw.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
When he'd come see Mama, they talked Choctaw.
Yeah,
He said all that.
Yeah.
When he come over here, when I was in the courthouse, when he come over here, he'd always come up in my office and
Yeah.
talk a little.
Really?
Yeah.
Puxy kind of controlled those nigger votes over there at Louisville, didn't he? He kind of leader among them.
Well, if one of them wanted a state job, he'd get it to
Puxy.
Bertie McDaniel,
Bertie, yeah.
Guy Curry, he'd go
Uh-huh.
to them, and he'd
Yeah.
put them niggers to work somewhere.
Yeah.
Entertain asylum or something.
Yeah.
Or to starve to death over there.
Yeah.
And that Louisville, that's the poorest dadgum ground in state of Oklahoma.
Yeah. Well, he'd raise a garden, they farmed
Oh,
it.
that's
some
a
of that.
rabbit skin land.
Yeah.
It'll burn up by 1st of July over there.
Yeah. Kind of on the hill, see. and-
Puxy, before he died, he told me, he said, "Doc, I want you to come get me and take me down there where I was raised. I want to see that country before I die." He's raised about a quarter mile below the Indian Cemetery, a mile north, a quarter east.
Uh,
So it's a pretty good day that fall when I went over there again.
This Indian fellow, you know, been riding up on the Garlands. And he's asking about Indian cemeteries around. And I seen him down yonder at that Four Corners, what, Fishman Corner. Told him how to get to that one down there. But he said they stumps, that they just worked and they worked on it. And they could not find the Taloka Cemetery.
But Taloka Cemetery would be over in here, wouldn't
It's
it?
Garland Cemetery.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, well, have you found the Garland Cemetery? He said, yes, we found that. I said, well, you found the Taloka Cemetery too.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, now there's two cemeteries out here on this road north.
Yeah, there's one. I saw one of them.
And it's
I
full
didn't
of
notice.
coopers and prairies.
I think Clint went to one of them.
Trees is in there that big, all in them too.
The,
I got a
Shade
record.
don't hit the sun don't hit the ground.
I got a record of the cemeteries that was established
Oh,
around
yeah.
here,
Yeah.
and telling why it was
Yeah.
changed from Taloka to Garland.
Oh.
And I have a town site map of the Garland town that was laid out.
Yeah.
It was laid out at the request of my grandfather, Judge Garland,
Yeah.
and they laid out 20 acres of land when they were making the survey
Yeah.
and sectionizing it, they called it.
Yeah.
And one of these surveyors stayed at our house quite a bit. I don't know whether he boarded there or whether he just
Yeah.
come pretty often when he was going through
Yeah.
there.
come
Named
visit.
McConnell, Knox A. McConnell.
Yeah.
Grandfather was a cat
Knox
McConnell.
A. McConnell. Huh?
Yeah,
The surveyor.
and they laid off 3.5 acres in the south end of that 20 acres as a cemetery. Well, it wasn't used in 1895. There's a family come through in a covered wagon, and they stopped up at Arnold Folsom's
Yeah.
place and asked them if they could camp out there, and they said, sure. During the night, their little child got sick and died. And they asked Arnold where the cemetery was, and he said there's not one closer than Choctaw graveyard down there, and said no white people buried in there. And he says, just pick out a spot and bury the child out there on my place. He had an acreage there under the permit system that they had in
Yeah.
the Choctaw Nation.
Yeah.
And so they did, and he and others built that school church house.
Yeah.
Now when these
Now who built it?
Arnold Folsom,
Arnold Folsom.
yeah, he was a Methodist,
Yeah, minister, wasn't he?
and
Son of
they
Willis.
Willis, the great preacher.
used it for school
Oh.
and church both.
Yeah. What year was that, Ray?
1895,
1895. Yeah.
and
That's about when Mom and Papa got married. See, 95 or 6.
and when the people just kept burying up there, and he just let them bury up there.
Yeah.
And then the U.S. Land Office said, well, if they're not going to use this down in the town site, we'll declare that surplus.
Yeah.
And call this other one Garland instead of Taloka.
Yeah.
So that's how come it
Changed
changed
from
Taloka to
Garland,
Garland.
from Taloka to Garland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sold the land. The land office sold that 3 1/3 acres to Phil Patterson, who lived there, an old timer.
Now who sold it to him? The land office?
Yeah,
Sold it to
Federal
Phil
land.
Patterson.
the federal land office was called that then. I guess
Yeah.
they called it Interior
Yeah.
Secretary.
Yeah.
And that's how come that changed in there.
Yeah.
And the people just kept burying there.
Yeah. Pretty good sized cemetery now, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's kind of like Samboy. You know, you get free lots there, and they just bury them everywhere. Garland, same way, don't you?
Antioch too.
Antioch, too.
a bunch of us
Whitefield.
kids
Uh-huh.
went to school there
Yeah.
before this. We'd moved to Tomaha, and they moved from Tomaha back out to the ranch, so Dr. Hill came in to Tomaha.
What year did Dr. Hill come in there?
About 1900, maybe 1901.
A.T. Hill, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A.T. Hill. He married Sally Taye's his sister.
Yeah,
Oscar Howard's sister, didn't
Yeah.
he? Because when we moved up there, Ray, in 1920, Dr. Hill lived in that McBrewer house right north of him.
yeah.
And Oscar lived with him, see?
Well, Dr. Hill came there, and he just out of school.
Yeah.
And He's gone on to Dad somewhere down there, around that town there, and said he's looking for a place. He wanted to buy a place and a horse and saddle.
Yeah.
He's going to go to practice. He said, you sell your place? And Dad said, well, if I get what I want for it. He said, how much you want for it? And Dad told him. He said, you sold.
Yeah.
We had to move back out in the Garland community, and we had a double log house there, like all the Indians built back in the early days.
Yeah.
Where I was born. And so he said, well, I'll take it. And we had to move. We moved in a little one-room log house out there. There was only 3 of us children.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, there wasn't any floor in it.
Yeah.
We lived
That was at Garland.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Lived there till we built a house down there on the Little Sandboys, back at Little Sandboys.
Yeah.
Practically in the middle of the section.
Yeah.
And
Y'all drink coffee? If you do, I'll make you some.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care for you.
If you got it made now, don't make it.
I can make some and you know.
Yeah, I was
Well.
there, you know, Phil and White Wolf. You know, they didn't sing no song, no preach.
Where was that, Doc?
That's
Where was that?
Garland.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Phil froze to death out there in the yard.
Who did?
Phil Patterson.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
3.5 acres.
Yeah, yeah.
there's something about that little Garland place. There never was at one time more than 2 stores, maybe 3 at one time.
Yeah.
And there was 9 doctors come there to that little place.
Yeah, Dr. Davis was there.
Yeah, Dr. Davis was
Dr.
his
Davis,
last one.
last one. Yeah, and he come into Stigler and then put in that hospital there by the Methodist Church.
And Dr. Harry Sims.
Harry Sims, I
He's
remember
down there.
that name.
Man, could he throw a baseball.
Yeah. Did they play baseball, Dr. Sims? Or?
No, he's playing one while he's
Yeah.
down there, but he didn't play with it.
Yeah. Y'all had a good team there, Ray.
Pretty fair
Back,
team.
back when you and
Yeah.
Presley Garland and Ernest Garland,
Benny
Yeah.
Donald.
Benny Donald,
Mm-hmm.
and
3 Wilsons.
what Wilsons played?
What Wilson?
Yeah.
Walter Wilson.
Walter,
Oscar.
Oscar,
Leslie.
Oh,
Oscar and Leslie. 3, I guess.
Yeah, 3 of
And
them.
Willie Wilson, a cousin to them.
Yeah, Willie
Fred
Wilson.
Wilson's brother.
Yeah. Y'all had, who else now? Let's see, Presley and Ernest and you. Did Clint play or?
He played a little bit,
Yeah.
but he, every time he'd get gawking around there, he'd get hit with a ball or a bat. He quit.
Well, you
Hit one time right up beside the head with a
Yeah.
ball.
Ray,
Jim Cook was their doctor.
Gene Cook. Yeah.
What is his name?
Dr.
Wasn't
Jim
Gene.
Cook. James Cook.
James?
James Cook.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's the manager, wasn't
He's
Yeah,
uncle.
he was their manager.
Yeah.
He's uncle to this Jim Cook. If you remember?
Oh,
him.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
he? I heard him say one time that they went to play.
He came in there because he couldn't. He was allowed to practice in Mississippi. He didn't have enough
Oh,
credits, and
he married into the Garlands. Married Doc's
his aunt,
aunt, Doc's aunt, didn't he?
Peggy
Yeah.
Garland,
Uh-huh.
Ward Garland.
And that's where the Cooks come in.
That's where the
Well,
Cooks.
I'll say, I didn't know that. Who?
This girl married one of my nephews now.
Who was that, Robbie?
One of Peggy's girls.
Yeah.
John Folsom's wife.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
John
Uh-huh.
Folsom married Louise. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
Dr. Cook's youngest child.
yeah.
He
I
was born
see.
right down here where L. Bean lived.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I see Bill Cook down there. He drives that school bus.
Yeah.
He's the only one left over there, I guess, isn't he? Of that group, of the family.
No, his brother
He's,
Marsley is down there.
Oh, does he? Who owned those stores down there?
Stores?
3 stores. Fred Wilson had one. didn't he?
Well, let's start back at the beginning time. There was John Wilson and C.C. Jones and B.F. Walker.
Oh, B.F. Walker that lived here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one that cleaned the turtles, wasn't
He
he?
taught school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Did he?
He was teacher out there.
Yeah. Oh,
He taught up down the hill at the local, where that schoolhouse was. I
Yeah.
was telling you about. And then J.M. Russell.
Where did Dad Turner own a store? It lived here and died about 22.
Dad Turner? Oh, yeah.
Did he own
Sailor
one?
Bottom.
Sailor Bottom? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember Miss Turner had a sister,
Candy.
Miss Weekly. You remember that?
I'll tell you another on the store down there. Right? You see it on every fence post. I.E. Bud.
Yeah.
You remember them signs you paint them old fence posts? I.E. Bud?
Did you know
That's Ray there.
No,
he had that store there and he had one here.
Oh,
And he'd walk out to Garland out there, at least every other day,
Yeah.
walk out there and back, checking on that little store.
He had his sign painted on every fence.
Every other day,
Yeah.
walk out there and back, checking on that little store.
He had his sign painted on every fence
Down
post
there,
through here
too.
in Garland.
who's that?
Ray and his daddy and them had a store down there.
Yeah, I remember something. I don't remember the
Funny
time. but I
thing
remember.
happened when we was playing ball. We went to Greenwood, Arkansas, and played a couple of days, and then went on to Charleston's reunion,
Yeah.
the annual reunion they're having down there. When we got to Greenwood, we was out. They put us up on a porch upstairs, all in a row there, the
Yeah.
whole team.
Yeah.
After everybody got in bed and about time to get started sleeping was, somebody had a pitcher of water and they'd keep throwing a little water over there. Benny Donald says, "The next one of you throws that water," says, "I'm going to knock in the head with one of these shoes." And sure enough, here come the water directly. Benny grabbed that shoe down by the foot of the bed and throws it, and old Presley raised up that time he threw it and he slapped her. He said, "Who sold that damn IE Bud shoe?"
Who threw the IE Bud shoe, huh?
I never will forget, I never would remember that. But we going down there every day there like that way. And every old fence post had I.E. Bud on it. Every
Yeah.
fence corner, every turn, I.E. Bud.
You remember Henry Turner?
Henry
Lived out
Turner,
here at the Prairie?
preacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That is.
He's living at Greenwood,
Yeah.
and he was a left-handed pitcher and a good one too.
Well, I'll
And a
say.
good batter.
Yeah, that's Kermit's daddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he went. We just had two pitchers.
Yeah.
We got him to go with us to Charleston.
Yeah.
He went with us. We come on back, and about the time I got married, we all were busted up.
Yeah.
And Henry Turner, he come up here and sold out down there and come up there and brought him.
Yeah. That's the reason he come here
I
again.
accused him of coming up
Yeah.
here just to play ball.
Yeah. And he come down here as a preacher, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew him. I knew him by Preacher Turner. At the boy down here that runs Sharp,
He got a son.
Hayes and Buchanan. Yeah.
Son lives down there, knows his
Yeah.
housing authority housing.
Kenneth Turner's his grandson, isn't it? Married Clarence.
One of his daughters lives right down this street here on the last block.
Oh, who is that?
She married a Reddy's.
Yeah.
I guess it's his daughter.
Yeah.
She's Red's sister. They married Clayton Garland.
You know, now this, see, one of those Revises married Nat Henderson, didn't that? John Henderson's mother. I saw her down when Clinty Stevens' mother died, Fanny died, while I was down there. I didn't know who she was. And I said, "Oh, you're Nat Henderson's ex-wife, or you married Nat?" "Yeah," I said, "I married the sorriest so-and-so that ever lived." Said, "I raised that boy." I better not record that.
This historical society that's organized here is gathering information and gathering it for schools.
Yeah,
One person had
Yeah.
a school.
yeah,
Well, they missed two schools out there right in the Garland community. One of them was called the Mission.
the
Remember
mission.
that, Doc?
Was that an Indian school or
Yeah.
white school?
Presbyterian.
Oh, yeah,
Built-
mission. The Presbyterians built it?
The Choctaws.
Yeah. When was it? When did it start, Ray? When did they build it?
Well, They was there in about 1865, I'd guess.
Yeah, sure enough.
Mom said she went to church there and said they had to.
It's church and school.
Yeah.
Nobody was paying. They just hated to hear you pay.
Who's that?
Mama said,
Who preached?
Priest Chasser, priest.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Said they had to sit down on the old benchy and just sit, and they knew what he was going to say before we ever got up there. They heard it so much.
Yeah.
They said you darsn't to move.
When did it go out of existence?
Pardon?
When did that school go out? When did it close?
Well, it went out sometime in 1910, I'd say.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because we went to church over there.
Yeah.
And they had a big meeting, they called it.
And what was the other school there?
Right down so.
The cemetery at Garland,
Yeah.
Old Trent,
the one that Arnold
he
Folsom
died.
built.
Oh, what'd they call it?
He
Oh,
put together
Taloka.
a peg.
The local school?
Taloka Church and Taloka School.
Yeah. And who built it? Arnold.
Combination.
Who built it?
Arnold Folsom had it built.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
of course, he took up. Arnold was,
turned it down.
what you
Yeah, he tore that thing down and sold it.
he gathered up these Indian kids and sent them to Wheelock.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call
Yeah.
that title.
Oh, he could really get riled up.
Who was that?
Freeman tore that schoolhouse down and sold it.
Yeah. Freeman
Goins?
Goins?
Yeah. Trent was really mad about it.
Yeah.
He put together with pegs,
Yeah. Huh.
just like y'all's
Yeah.
house was.
Yeah.
Bream was just about gone, I think.
Yeah. He's right had it, hadn't he?
Oh, my sister said he's in bad shape. She's been taking Cecil up there at the hospital.
Where's he
She
now?
went up there the other day and never has come back. When they called her in the night and told her he was critical.
He's a veteran.
Yeah.
And, she never has come back
Yeah.
unless she come back last night.
Ray, one
Him and
time,
I was at Jones Academy together.
Jack Elliott, I was
Him and I was
visiting
at Jones
Jack
Academy together.
in Oklahoma City. Jack Elliott.
Yeah.
And he was laughing, telling me about a big celebration that you and Bob and Willie and several of them had there at Garland one time.
Don't mention that.
No. I won't say nothing about that, Robbie. But Jack was laughing and talking about that. I said, how about that Garland, when Garland played Brooklyn in baseball, now you were still playing.
No, I wasn't playing.
You just
I played heck.
I studied about that the other night, and George was in on that. And
George
we hadn't
Garland.
been married for 4 or 5 years when
Yeah.
that happened, had we?
Oh, longer than that, Robbie.
Because
Is that
George
the-
was grown. He was just 6 when we married.
Yeah. Well, now that happened in the 30s.
One of Ray's sisters, she jumped up, down, went throwing her hands up and down, and hollering about me, you know, said, Robbie's going to get him killed, Robbie's going to get him killed. And damn it, I just stand there holding him to keep him from getting killed.
Wasn't very hard to hold.
Yeah, while I was holding him, hit him with a bat.
Who's that, Powers?
Yeah.
Yeah. That happened in the 30s.
I saw him in church over here about 10 years, 12
Yeah.
years ago. And I stopped and talked to him, asked him if he remembered that.
Yeah.
He said, don't mention that, don't mention that.
See, who was it? One of them was leaving, and Fred Wilson
Yeah, I
got his
my
leg, foot, trying to get his knife.
I like to pull him off.
Yeah. Oh, that was the talk around here a year or two.
Oh, that's a free-for-all. But Ray and George is just about half drunk and
Yeah.
went to carrying them high, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, they ought not pay any attention to the crazy things, but they did.
Who started it?
George and Ray did.
Did they?
But they couldn't tell. They was just teasing, you know.
Yeah.
Hollering and going on
Yeah.
like you do at ball games.
Yeah.
And they took it up. They got mad about
Yeah.
it. And all hell broke loose.
Geneva's got a picture of that Garland ball team. I think Uncle Davis had it in 1910.
Geneva, who's
My
that?
cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've got part of it. I don't know whether I'm
Ed Jones was on there.
Ed Jones was on it? And,
Yeah.
yeah, he lived on it.
Jackson James, too.
Yeah. Jackson played with
Some
y'all,
Buckner
son?
boys too, wasn't
Jackson
there one or
played
two
with us,
Buckner
son.
boys
Yeah.
that played ball with them?
Him and Squirrel Cooper.
Who?
Squirrel Cooper.
Yeah, who was that, Ed, or?
He's Abel Cooper's wild son,
Oh,
wild card.
yeah, was that Ed? Or
No, Ed Jones is Abel's.
Ed Cooper? There was the Ed Cooper.
Yeah. That's not a squirrel.
Yeah.
He's the biggest Choctaw I've ever seen. I seen him hit the ball down that park. And he had his head hair cut off real short. And he had it from over that center field wall.
They was him and Squirrel, James and Squirrel come down there every day and practice.
Yeah,
Practice. Doc Cook was managing the team,
yeah.
and he saw him, and got old Jackson, and old Jackson just get up there and strike him out every time.
Yeah. He was good, wasn't he?
I heard him say he'd taken Jackson with him when he was 15-year-old to Clarksville, I believe. They pinched him in the ninth inning, he hit a triple, one ball.
Huh.
He's 15.
I saw Jackson, that little kid here, when they playing Stiegler, playing for him, and he won the game, you know. Won the game, he won it with a catch way back. And then in another one, he stole home in the ninth inning and won the game. Jackson was one of the best ball
He
players
went to big league.
ever here, wasn't he?
Man, he could get him out.
Play anywhere. I didn't see him catch, but he,
He was a smart ball player.
yeah. I asked him one time why he didn't go to the major leagues or try it. I met him in McAllister one time. He said, well, he enjoyed it so much. Said like Wallace Carney went up and hurt his arm, come back, tried to play, couldn't play anymore, and so went up and hurt the arm. He said, I just like to play. I didn't want to get paid for it. I just enjoyed it.
He wanted to play for the fun that was in it, and not of the
Yeah.
business.
Uh-huh. He had fun, didn't he?
Gertie had
They didn't talk much.
She's the one that hurt Jackson.
Jack wouldn't talk much.
Uh-uh.
You know, she's raised there. What that silo was there at home? Old man John Hopkins lived right there.
Where y'all's is?
Yeah, well, that's all.
Yeah.
Log house thing there.
And that's where Gertie was born?
That's where she lived when
Yeah.
she was a little girl.
Huh. See, she
Papa
was...
bought that place in 1910. They lived there. She faced east.
Well, your daddy built down there on, right there across from Freddy's or west of Dunn.
Old man Murphy's house, Doc Murphy's house.
Well, where was your daddy? Did he?
Well, he bought it over.
Oh, I see.
Murphy and
and
his
lived
wife
there.
separated.
Yeah.
He's a doctor. And we got burnt out down there in the prairie water.
He had some girls, didn't he?
Yeah, one of them worked for Lance. One of them was Jesse
Johnny.
Daniel's wife.
Yeah, Johnny Murphy.
Yeah, yeah.
Johnny Murphy, wasn't it?
Well, now there's some Murphy here that married Shorty Brown. Do you remember Shorty?
I
Yeah.
remember Shorty.
And one, there's the Murphy girl that married him. They didn't live together very
That wasn't Evor's daddy, was it? Brown?
No,
Uh,
it's her uncle,
yeah.
her daddy's brother.
Yeah.
Well,
He
Wilson
played
puts the game down there in this Cantlin Park. You know where that is.
Yeah.
Shorty wasn't, he just
9
wasn't
innings.
very much
Walter did, Walter
in the
Wilson.
working
Yeah,
line.
when the man reached first base.
He
Huh.
married a pretty little girl down
I know
there.
y'all had a
Big little
team.
girl, had two little,
Big right up there
Girls.
is the reach through.
he just got
Yeah.
up and deserted
Yeah, I
her.
remember that. I remember reading
And
that.
he went and got the oldest one,
Walter,
and then.
after he got old in the 30s, they got up a team. He was still pretty good, wasn't he?
While
Yeah.
her mother worked every day, she went and got her. And that's Jane and Joan. That one of them lives way back up here now. They're married and got families. The Cook, one of them married Ben Cooper down at Poto. He has a TV shop down there. They've done real good. They're beautiful girls. But he died on Skid Row somewhere up there in California.
Who was that did?
Shorty.
Shorty Brown?
And those girls had his body brought back here. They buried him out
Now,
there.
Jerry McDowell married a Murphy, Johnny Murphy.
Yeah.
Now,
He died.
see, Robbie, years ago, there used to be an old lady Murphy from Quentin come over and stay with us. She's around 85 or 90 years old. Old lady Murphy, and that was her granddaughter because she'd always referred, or she'd come by and see us before Jerry married her. But that in about 1920, 21, somewhere in there. An old lady Quentin used to come over and stay. You know, she's part Indian. And there's another one, Mrs. Leakwire used to come over. She was an old lady when she'd come
There
over.
was one Murphy girl younger than Johnny. Who did she marry?
I don't remember.
You didn't know them? I think there was 3 of those girls. McDaniel married one, and Johnny married this, what's his
Jess
name?
McDaniel.
Yes, one of them married to McDaniel, and
Yeah.
and the other, what is that other one's name?
Lucy, that's
Lucy.
one of them.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't know that their daddy was a doctor.
Papa gave him $1,500 for that house and half that block. And Sears on the other half. The
Yeah.
north half.
See,
That's a big price then.
yeah. Fears
Brand new house.
used to have a store, Doc, over at Kenna. And they come over here. They had one in Whitefield and Kenna and here, maybe. I know they had one here in Kenna, see. And when the railroad missed Whitefield, they moved to Kenna. And then to Stigler, see. And Fears and Sims, wasn't it? They had 2 big buildings there, 2 big stores.
They done what that fire department did. Now.
Yeah.
They had a blind horse delivered groceries in town.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I remember about the time it was closing or going broke, see.
They had one old boy stolen blind.
John.
Yeah. He'd get them $15 breeches, some old boy needed a pair, and sell them to him for $5.
Yeah.
Trade him for whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't know whatever happened to him.
He went to Detroit. I never heard of him anymore. George is in Oklahoma City, and Joe's retired, you know, had a stroke or 2, and lived down around Smithville, got a ranch or something down there. I
One
see
of them
him.
boys was real good looking, I remember.
Yeah. Joe was, I guess, is pretty